up, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land. I am finally back from vacation, so I can't wait to dive into some of these trailers that happened during the Nintendo Direct. Of course, when I was gone, of course Nintendo would do that. But today we're talking about Splatoon 3, and not just Splatoon 3, but we're talking about the story mode, the rise of the mammalians. So I have boatloads of information here. I freeze frame clips because this trailer went by at the speed of light, showing all types of things that you guys probably did not see on your first time through. And I've also have some leaks and rumors from outside sources that describe what the story mode could actually be about and who these mammals actually are. So trust me, you want to stay tuned till the end because there's some really crazy information that I got for you guys. But before we get there and before we even start the video, stop what you're doing, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Nintendo and all things Splatoon 3 as well. Make sure you hit that notification bell too to get notified whenever I post. Thank you guys so much. It goes a very, very long way. Now, without further ado, let's get into the Splatoon 3 Mammalians trailer. So I think it's only right that we start off with the leak because it kind of explains everything that this story mode is about. So Samus Hunter, the Nintendo Leak insider on Twitter, came out and gave a whole bunch of information from their source about the game's story mode. They come out to say the name Return of the Mammalians is not an accident. It is a pun with the term aliens that in fact will be the main enemies of the story. But who are these aliens? The bears. The bears will turn out to be creatures sent into space by the long forgotten humans for some experiment. Now this just kind of makes sense, because what other mammal would return? I'm pretty sure they wouldn't just have humans fighting the Inklings, would they? So the bears kind of make sense, and we've already seen a glimpse of a bear with Grizzco as he ran the Salmon Run initiative. It also makes sense for the humans to send some type of animal into space. I thought it'd be like monkeys or something, but they sent bears in space right before the inevitable doom of the human race. And if you paid attention, the trailer had a lot of emphasis on some type of space shuttle in this Arctic region. They go on to say Grizzco is one of them, which I guess they mean Mr. Grizz, is a character that will be expanded on, which is great. We wanted more information on that character. The Salmonids formed a barrier that prevented their invasion. After the events of Splatoon 2, with the extensive hunting funded by Grizzco, the Salmonids were drastically reduced in number, and this paved the way for the invasion of the bears. Now this all actually makes a lot of sense. We were just kind of told that the Salmonids were bad salmon, and we don't really know why. Why were they bad characters just because they wanted their eggs? It really didn't make sense, and it seems as if we were working for the wrong side from the very beginning. Maybe the Grizzlies up in space organized this organization down on Earth in order for us to wipe out their main threat, the Salmonid. So thanks to the Salmonid, they were the reason why the Grizzlies never attacked, but now all the Inklings and Octolings wiped them out completely, and maybe that little Salmonid buddy that your character has in the story mode is the last one left and he gave the news. So it looks like Mr. Grizz might be the leader of Grizzco and the Grizzly army up in space, and he might be the main antagonist that we have to fight up in space at the very end, maybe taking a shuttle to reach him. Next up, it says the Grizzlies have developed some type of substance that turns skin into fur, allowing them to gain control of the creatures. It will be up to you to collect the Zapfish to gain enough electricity to reach the final zone. We can actually see through the trailer that this Octarian army is covered in fur, which is definitely not normal, and it even emphasizes it by zooming in on them and showing all over their body this fur, which does resemble the grizzly bears. So maybe the Grizzlies did in fact corrupt all the Octarian army, and Mr. Grizz is at the control of them. And last but not least, we have one more bit of information on a possible another playable character. DJ Octavio will be taking part with you because of the brainwashing of the Octarian army. I heard he might be playable, according to Samus Hunter, like the Tails mech sections on Sonic Adventure 2. Now this just kind of makes sense because DJ Octavio's army just kind of has not been the same ever since Tartar kind of took over with his army, and also now with the mammals kind of taking over the Octarian army, DJ Octavio has nowhere to go. So it looks like the Inklings might actually need his help, and we might be able to play with him. And there's actually a brief scene where we can see DJ Octavio in some type of super robo armor, where he's normally in his cockpit at his DJ booth, but now with arms with his hands and legs as if he can walk around and punch things. We can maybe control him, and like they said, like Tails mech missions, which you're just in this giant mech shooting at things the entire time. That closer inspection of DJ Octavio Octavio, he seems to be wearing more of a friendly headgear, if that even makes sense. Kind of safety glasses and some type of white hat that's a hard hat with a light in the front, as if maybe he's just simply trying to do duties and help the Inklings as he's flying in maybe to save one. So perhaps we have some of the Inklings and Octling and Octarians all coming together, and maybe even the Salmonid coming together to fight this one common enemy, being the Grizzlies. This would be a very interesting story, but who's all on this team? Well, our new agent, apparently, according to Nintendo, is the new Agent 3. Nope, not Agent 9, which is very weird to me. It's like Agent 3 from Splatoon 1 just got replaced, and Agents 4 and 8 from Splatoon 2 in the Octo expansion just kind of don't exist. I don't know, where did they go? Well, I guess that's not the case, because Agent 3 is there with Callie and Marie, and you're looking at them as the new agent. So maybe you're just replacing Agent 3 as Agent 3 is maybe retired from the first game. And I also don't know if you get to kind of redesign Agent 3 the way you want to, like you could in the Octo expansion, to match your character from Splatoon 1. But where's Pearl and Marina? We know that they had dedicated roles in defeating Tartar at the Octo expansion with Agent 8, and maybe they're off with Agent 8 doing something else, and maybe that'll be DLC where we get to see Agents 4 and 8 working with Pearl and Marina on their side of things. I don't know. And we know that Captain Cuttlefish is still kicking it around, and he's back, which is nice to see. And to finish this off, we have some official art from Nintendo's website and some video footage. We have this official art piece for the story mode campaign. We have Agent 3 once again with Callie and Marie, and the brand new Agent 3 with Captain Cuttlefish in the back, and look, DJ Octavio, which kind of confirms that maybe he's a hero helping everybody out this time around. And once again, that same space shuttle on the right side of the screen they seem to emphasize a lot. Maybe it's the main hub of the world, and once you get enough Zapfish, you can blast your way to space in order to fight the Grizzlies. Now, the website talks about switching up gear with different environments, and I think it just means that you can customize your new agent however you want. You normally could not do this with gear, you were left with the gear that they gave you, but now you might be able to put certain clothes on your agent to make them look the way you want them to look. They also emphasize this shuttle launch area once again, and it's called Alterna, which once again is emphasized to be the main kind of area, which probably does go with my theory that you need a certain amount of Zapfish to shoot that rocket off into space. Also, if you come into contact with any of the furry ooze all around Alterna, you will turn into a kind of mammal version yourself, which is weird. It's like you're turning into a human with lots of hair. You can see the feet and the hands still, but you can't really do anything in this state. I don't know if you die if you touch this, or if your little buddy can eat it off of you, because it seems as if the Salmonid are the only creatures that can eat the stuff and clean it up, which is probably why Grizzco tried to get rid of them in Splatoon 2's Salmon Run mode. There's even footage of you being able to grab little buddy and throw him at some of this goop, and he'll eat it all up in order to clean it out of the way. Now, it's not sure if you need an amount of like fish eggs to do this, or you run out of energy, if you could just do this endlessly, I don't know. Little buddy can also be thrown at enemies, and it says that they can bite them. I don't know if it does damage or if it just distracts them, but he's also able to solve puzzles and be used to throw in a distance for items and stuff, so it seems like he will be a valuable asset to Agent 3, or the new Agent 3. Now, a couple more scenes from the trailer that I wanted to touch on with some brief images. Here's a picture of a Zapfish, one of the collectibles that you'll have to get, just like from Splatoon 1, in order to make your way up into space, probably by filling that rocket. It's just a theory, but I think that's what they're for. We also get some quick images of documents based on the species of Earth right now. We get one of Judd, which we know Judd and Little Judd are the only mammals left on Earth right now, and maybe the Grizzlies are kind of researching them. And we get a normal squid kind of laid out and documented as well. Maybe the Grizzlies trying to find out their weakness or something like that. I don't know, but it is kind of creepy to see. And last but not least, we get a disaster scene, which kind of shows an Inkling climbing up a tree, probably as the world got flooded over and put into ruin. We see that Eiffel Tower flipped upside down, and it's probably the same area we see in the trailer, which is in the desert, but the water has receded since then, and now the Eiffel Tower just rests in the ground there. And that is every bit of detail about the Splatoon 3 campaign. I am going to dive into great detail about how this is actually going to play out, like the level design and all the actual gameplay elements, in another video. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date on all Splatoon 3 information. If I missed anything else about the story of this game that you have found information about, let me know in the comments down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. Like always, thank you so much. Like the video, subscribe to stay up to date, and I will see you all on the next one. See you guys.